Hey, good morning, folks. Everybody out there? I want to make sure the mic is working. Test 1, 2, 3, test. Hey, Trax. Glad you're here. Thank you. Okay, Tim's here. Cool. Thanks, Ed. Alrighty. So, we're over here today. It's kind of slow. We thought I would just come over and say hi, see if I could answer any questions, do anything for anybody. I do have one question right off the bat here. Is there anybody here that just started the new 14-day trial that Ed and Live Trading Alerts has offered there? Tim? Cool. Thank you, Tim. Thanks. Cool. Ed, you're on the 14-day trial? Cool. Trax, yesterday? All right. Okay. Yeah, I've got no way to know at all, so just curious if those some that took the 14-day trial were here. There may be others possibly here too, so just want to kind of help you out and get you going. Ed just asked if I would come over and just talk about Scanner a little bit, answer a few questions. So first, what I'd like to do is just throw it out there to you guys. Do you have any questions? I'm if I can't answer the question, I'll tell you that. And then when I'm finished here, Ed might be able to answer. Well, I know he'll be able to. So right off the bat, does anyone have any questions about the scanner? Tim there. Hey, I can tell you that right now, Tim. My favorite scans are going to be, well, here, let's do this. I've got, this is my FANG window here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click in the middle of this window here, and then click on left click on main, LTA main application, and then this screen right here will come up. And if you come over here to, and first of all, let me say this too, Tim, and for everybody here, I think the scanner, it's been so long since I've downloaded it, but I think some scans come automatically. First of all, let's get rid of those, okay? I'm just going to tell you, get rid of those. Unless Ed's made some changes, and he'll correct me here. So what we're going to do is go to the main application and click on this little caret right here, pre-configured alerts, and click on that drop down. And right in here are some of my favorites. Watch 1 through 9. Those are some of my personal favorites. And I'm going to share a couple others with you today since you asked that question that are not here, just because I haven't put them there yet. That's all. But probably my number one favorite is that number 1. And all you have to do is click on it, left click, there you go. And see how it loads everything up for you? All you've got to do is name it. Just name it right here. And you might want to change watch lists if you'd like. It comes up automatically CBOE top 400. But you can certainly change watch list if you want. And then all you've got to do down here at the bottom right is click on create new window. That would be my number 1. After that, I'm going to go to the RBB, and there's a couple different RBBs. Let's see, ARB 5%, 10%. If you're trading options, number 4 might be better for you. If you're just trading stocks, number 3 might be better for you. They're both exactly the same, other than one is just looking for 5% between price and the 200 simple, where the number 3 geared more towards stocks, looking for 10% between price and the 200 simple there. So those are my favorite. Those are 2 right there. The Trendicator flip, and let's just stay with bullish at the moment. But the trend number 8, Trindicator flip, 17 flip, that would be one of my favorites. And again, all you have to do is click on it, name it, and there you go. You should be ready to go. Does that help you there, Tim? Good deal. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so days like today, the market is horrible. Okay, it's just horrible, and there's just nothing we can do about it. Here, I want to try something. I don't use too many intraday charts. In fact, I've only got a couple intraday charts, and they're for stocks for my, say, hot list that I'm watching, and they're just simple up and down. There's nothing fancy about it. But I'm going to try this and see if I can make this work. Whoops. Clicked on the wrong thing there. I'm actually going to, well, Rick, clicked on the wrong one. Main app, there we go. I'm going to click on this one right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just type it, make it a 15-minute is what I'm going to do. Let's see here. This is a 3/8 trap. %, white candle. All right. And then I'm going to try this list. We'll see what happens. And I'm going to create the window. So we're going to look at a 15-minute chart. So here's what it looks like. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dress this up a little bit. Right click, go to Style. You'll come up with this window here. Immediately take that check mark off. I like to make my font a little bit bigger because I'm sharing it with you right now. I'm actually going to make it 20. That's too big for me to see, but it's bigger so you can see on the camera. We're going to change this to white, or blue, sorry, and change this to black. There we go. There we go. I'm also going to click on Stay on Top. Stay on top. That way it stays on top. It doesn't go back behind my chart here. So we'll do that. All right, let's let that cook for a minute. And we'll see what comes up on it. Okay, now I was starting to say, on days like today, the market is horrible. Look, I don't care what kind of magic that we think we have, like the scanner maybe. It's not going to give you good trades. If the scanner is not getting good trades in, it is not going to give you good trades out. It can't create trades. So, and today's just a horrible, horrible day. So far, anyway. So far. So we'll just kind of watch here what happens. And here's what I'm looking for. Honestly, I'm looking for a trade on VXX. Okay. I'm looking at the VXX chart. So, I'm watching the chart, but I want to see it come up here. And, I'm actually thinking, I'm going to change the watch list. I'm going to change it to the FANG stocks because I know VXX is on that list. So I'm going to change that. And I've set this up to be a 3/8 trap. Or that's the way it comes, 3/8 trap. And then I'm looking for that V-stop to be close to the V-stop. And we'll see if it comes up. We'll see. And then I want a white candle on that 15-minute. I guess I better change this to 15-minute, hadn't I? There we go. Rescan. Then I'm going to change this down here to 15-minute. There we are. So we've got everything set. Everything's set here. And right now it's showing no ticker symbol. So And it may not. Like I said, if we can't shovel in what we want, it can't manufacture it. Okay, it just cannot manufacture it. So we'll see what happens. And I'm just gonna let's just put this down here quietly and just kind of leave it alone now. Let it do its thing. All right. Questions. I really need some questions here for you folks that just downloaded this scanner. If you've got a few windows open, maybe there's some charts you want to question and why they may be coming up on that scan. Now, something that I have to be careful of here is I like a certain way. I like a certain thing to look at, okay? And Tim or Trax, Ed, you guys may like something completely different. I mean, you truly may be looking at something completely different. So I'm not here to change what you're looking for. I'm here just simply to help you. That's all, okay? Let's see, Rick. I can't define a user list like your Fang. No, and that's because I've made that list. That's my own list I made, and it's no biggie. Believe me. I can. In fact, Ed, do you know if this list is on the LTA website? And it's just the Fang Big Tech. And I can certainly give it to anybody. It's not a big secret. There's a lot of the list I've created that is on the LTA website, and I'll be glad to share it with you. I have no problem with that. And the way you create your own list, if you didn't know, first of all, you need to go to User Defined List Manager and left click on it here. Left click, there we go. And then just simply click on the plus sign and name it. Just name it. Click OK. And then go to it. See, there it is right there. Name it. Notice there's nothing in there. Now all you do is put whatever ticker symbols you want in there. Maybe you want Amazon, maybe you want Facebook, maybe you want BIDU. I'm just copying what's coming up on this list right here. And I just realized this is actually the wrong list. So I'll fix that. Maybe you want Apple. So you've got those those ticker symbols in there, and it saves it automatically. Then just close it out. Remember, we named it, name it. So I'm going to close that. BIDU, for some reason not there. We'll work on that. Wait a minute, that's because that's the wrong ticker symbol. I put D. I typed the wrong one. All right, so we're going to leave it like that. So say I want to change this list now. Right click. And I'm going to go to Properties, and then what I'm going to do over here is go to my user-defined list, click on it, it highlights this box, and now I'm going to go down and find Name It. I just know it'll be on the bottom first day. So there it is right there, and I can click OK. And now that this alert window is only looking at those stocks. Right there. So now I'm going to go back and change it to the list that I actually want it on, which is going to be that Fang Big Tech right here. Fang Big Tech right in there. 15 minute. All right. We're going to, there we are. Yeah, there's nothing special about it, but like I say, I can certainly get it to everybody. Ed can email it out to you if you like. That might be the best way to put it there. All right, so did that help, Trax? Tim, Ed, Trax, you guys have any questions here? You know, So here is that scan that I told you is one of my favorite. Um, so as we start seeing ticker symbols move up on this, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go look at them, and all I'm going to do is double click on the ticker symbol here, and then I'll go through, and if I like the chart, then I'll buy it. So you still have to know how to trade. Sorry to tell everybody that the scanner is not like magic. It really is not. You have to still like the chart. So here is LQD, and if you like this chart, and you have to have rules looking at the chart, and like I said earlier, I have a very distinct way of trading. I have an absolute visual of what I want, and it's a chart that's rallied, that's pulled back, and then what I'm after is for it to make money. Now, this piece right in here, this can look, there's, I don't know, there's probably 15, 20 different ways this could look in here. You just have to get used to that and used to what you're looking for, know what you're looking for. So I look at this, and if we take it down to a little bit of a micro view, you see this big candle 3 days ago, and now we've got that consolidation. That's right up my alley. That's what I like to see right there. And this is, this is using the volatility stop. So if I come over here and look at the volatility stop, it's within a certain percentage of my volatility stop. I'd have to go actually look at it to know what it is. So as long as it's above that volatility stop, as long as it's making the chart pattern that I want, and it's a 3/8 trap, and that's what it is doing. In fact, let me turn that on. You can see that, see the 3/8 trap, and I'll keep that on for a while today. TLT came up, and this is what I do. I look for charts that I like. If I like what it's doing, and then I will consider that buy. It's pretty simple, really. The beauty of the scanner is I really don't have to work at it too much. All I have to do is let it do its work. Once I get what I want, the chart design, the pattern, the trend, you build it all into whichever scan you want to build it into, and you can have, I don't know, up to 20 scans, I guess. I don't know how many. I don't know how many we can all have now. But you can have different scans looking for different things. And that's what I'll just do and look for these charts. So let's look at SLV. SLV. That might be that might be something you're looking for here. 20. Thanks, Ed. Let me get rid of all that. Here we are. We've gapped up. We're in the trap. But this is where somebody's got to ask themselves, are we too far from maybe the pivot low? And who says you have to use the pivot low as a stop? Who says you can't come in here and maybe use the high of yesterday? We've got a couple of good little touches in there. That lowers that stop. The risk is pretty minimal. The reward is pretty good, if you ask me. Potentially, this could be a $25 stock pretty darn easy. And the beauty is, it's all right here. It really takes the work out of it. It takes the guessing out of it, is what it does. So, I see a few stocks are popping up here. Now, remember, this is on a 15-minute, so I'm going to go look at that after I answer Track's question. Why does a ticker come up 4 or 5 times in a row? The ticker, here, let me do this. Go to properties. I've got this set for a white candle, and I've got it set for a new day high. This is probably the most important thing right here. So I've asked it to meet all this criteria before anything happens. It's got to meet this criteria. Then what I'm asking it to do is to alert me when what? Big question mark now. When do you want to be alerted? Well, I want to be alerted on the daily chart making a new high. So say a stock moves up to $20 and that's a new high, it's going to alert. And it moves up to $20.01, it could that's higher. So it could alert again. So it's since I'm asking for a new high, it will alert each and every time it makes a new high, providing it fits my criteria up here. So the trend wouldn't matter. That would always stay. If it's making a new high, the trend's always going to stay. The white candle or green candle, if it's making a new high, that's going to always stay. There is a possibility it runs through the trap, and there's a possibility it moves too far away from the volatility stop. So a stock that, let's see here, can I do this? Let's see if I can do this. Yes. So say this starts moving up. It could get to a point where it quits alerting because it's come through the top of the trap, and say the volatility stop was right here, for instance. If it's too far away from the volatility stop, it'll quit alerting. So it's got to, everything here has to line up. It's like check marks. You know, if you're looking at a chart, and you want certain things to happen, conditions before you trade. You know, you want that condition, this condition, this condition, this condition, one more. Let's say you want all those conditions to be true. That's what the scanner does for you. It creates those conditions. In this case, we're looking at condition being a 3/8 trap, condition being it's only, I'd have to go look what percentage it is away from the volatility stop. I don't know off the top of my head. It has to be a white candle, and it has to be in a bullish trend. And when it makes a new day high, that's when it starts to alert. So you're setting up all those conditions. And now I've got myself curious here. Whoops, wrong one. Let's see what that is. So I'm looking at 0.4% away from the volatility stop before it will alert. Or it has to be within that to alert. Okay? So let's see. I was going to go look at this. So let's change this to a 15-minute chart. And let's take a look at Apple. And see, Apple, where the last time it printed, we were inside the trap here. BIDU, inside the trap last time it printed, when it made a high inside that trap area. Amazon, inside the trap here. So anyway, I'm going to go look at VXX real quick. That's the one I'm shopping for. Look at VXX coming up. So at some point, we should start seeing VXX come up on the scanner. But see now, right now, it's actually below the trap, below the entire trap. So when it starts to move in there, then it may start to move up. Change that to, there we go, daily. All righty. Okay, so, and as I look around here, there's just not much going on in the market. It's pretty slow. So this is where, please ask a question. Please. Let me share a couple of favorites that are not on the favorite list. I although I don't necessarily talk about moving averages that much, and on my charts, generally speaking, you don't see too many moving averages. That doesn't mean that I don't use them, and I love them. Okay, I think they're the bomb. I think they're great, but I don't need to see them. In fact, let's go to a naked chart for this. Whoops. And see how that went behind the screen? And I just clicked on this one and it brought it back up. So now here's how I'm going to make it stay on top. Right click and say stay on top. So right here. I see Amazon is moving. Go Amazon. So maybe the bulls are trying to come back here. We will see. We will see. Let's make this a little bit bigger so you can see it better. There we go. All right. So one of my favorite charts is when price action bounces off the T line. I guess we're going to have to go to this chart just so you can see. See that black line right there? That's the T line. Okay. Now let's go back to the naked chart. Because truthfully, I don't need to see that. I don't need to know that it's bouncing off the T line. I don't need to know that. The scanner does that, and it is very good about that. Very good about it. So now I can look at HUYA and decide if I like the chart. Now, because of the way I have this set up, I may end up with a lot of junky charts. Like I happen to think this is a junky chart. I don't like this chart. Why would I want this chart when I can find charts that are moving up much better, much better? So now this is the T line. Now I've made others that use say different. Stay on top. My computer's slow today. I've made others like the 10 simple bounce, virtually the same, except I'm using a different moving average. So let's just go look at it. Now I'm gonna say clearly here I don't have a trend in here, and I'm going to go check, or I don't have something. Let's see here, properties. I'm going to go look at that. See, I don't have a trend in here at all. Well, I've got the bull trend. That's the 34. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the 17. It's a little tighter trend. I should have that in there. Should have had it in there anyway. So I'm going to type in trend, just trend keyword, and then I'm going to go look for bull trend 17 and just click on it. That's going to lower. There's only 4 symbols that qualify. I'm going to click OK, and that's going to clear that out. They'll come back in a minute. Yeah, they'll come back in a minute. Some of them will. So anyway, I'm using this moving average to see some bounces. You probably can't see it right here. There's a number. You might not be able to see it on the screen. This number is 4, and that means there's 4 charts that meet the criteria. So when one of them makes a new day high, it will come up. So AIG, let's take a look at it. Look at that right there, AIG. Now that chart gets me a little excited. I kind of like that chart. Here we have a nice trend up. I can identify the candle pattern here. I like what it's doing. I like it a lot. So maybe I come over and I buy some AIG. And you can look through charts all day long. You can spend your time doing that. It's insane how much time you can put into it and never find a chart that meets your criteria. But if you create one of the windows to meet that criteria, it can give it to us just like this right here. And this is exactly what I would do. So for instance, right now, AIG. Now, I'm going to go look at it. I'm going to bet dollars and donuts there's not options on it. And now that I've said that, I hope I'm wrong. Well, by golly, September, I'm looking at the, wow, okay. I'm looking at the September $4. The biggest problem, there's an 8% spread, which may not be horrible. Let me look at December's. The $4, that's 13%, so no way I'm going to take that. I see WMP popped up, so let's double click on WMP, and that one's looking pretty good. I kind of like that. I'm going to go look at that one, WMP for a trade. WMP, WPM for a trade. And this is exactly, I mean, this is exactly what I'm going to do when I'm looking at trading. And I'm going to start with December. Let's go look at October real quick here. September. And what I'm doing is I'm looking for, well, here, I can point it out to you. I'm doing this over here where you can't see it. Here you go. Now you can see it. So I'm looking at December here, and I'm looking for some open interest. There's good open interest, 66. That's not too bad. Let's jump down to September here. Good open interest. Oh, there we go. There's the one I'm going to do right here. 69 delta. Lots of open interest, $50 strike. So I'm gonna click on this, and there's a little more than 5.5% spread, and I'm okay with that. So let's move this over. Let's see. I'm gonna put an order in here. Yeah. We're gonna drop this down though. Let's see. There we go. So I just put an order in. The scanner came up with a chart that I might like, fits all my conditions. I look at this chart. Yes, I like this chart. And I just put an order in to buy this chart. And let's see here. And I was just filled. So I'm now long WPM. And we'll see what happens. I may close it today. I don't know that I'm going to keep it. I'm just kind of showing how I would do it and how I'm looking at the scanner and working with the chart as well. Alrighty, questions. And while everybody is frantically typing, I do want to caution you. I do want to caution you. It's a new toy, so maybe take a few days and play with it. Don't go out there and try to, don't try to make $1,000 right off the bat. Just kind of get used to it. Learn to set up your windows, your scans, and Ed helps me every day. You ask him. Every single day, I ask him a question about the scanner, and he helps me out with it because I don't know everything. Believe me, Ed does. I don't. I only know a tiny bit what I do. Tracks, can you end capitalization? I'm going to have to defer to Ed on that. I don't know. But I can tell you a way you can do that. I don't know if you can add capitalization via the scanner. That I don't know. But I do know what you can do. And let me ask you this. Do you use TC2000 by any chance? Yes. All right. Okay. So let's, so all you have to do is create a watch list from TC2000 with capitalization that you want, okay? That's all you have to do. Then you can load it into the scanner as one of your windows, one of your watch lists. So once you, and it's a simple copy and paste. I do it all the time. once you copy it from TC2000, go to User Define List Manager, and you just create your own list down here. I'm just going to type in cap right there. And then we go find our list cap right here, and I'm just going to put one stock in. You just paste your list in, and now you have a watch list capitalization. Real easy to do. So what you can do now is, say you have stocks in your capitalization list, right? I'm going to close this, and let's go to this chart right here, and let's go to properties. So you're going to go to user defined list. You're going to go to your capitalization list, everything that meets your criteria. Maybe you've even loaded in stocks with certain pricing, but you can do that here. But the main criteria, based on your question, is capitalization. So load that in there. Now you can say, okay, I only want to look at stocks with the capitalization that I'm looking for. Maybe I want a bounce off a major moving average. Maybe I want a white candle. Maybe I want the bull trend. This is a 34 EMA trending. Or maybe you want a bull trend, the 17 EMA trending. Or we can get really fancy and create our own trend. Believe me, your imagination is the only thing that's stopping you on that one. And I'll let Ed help you with that if you have those questions. You want to be maybe alerted on the daily when it meets all that criteria, and there you go. And my list here, which this can be found on the Live Trading Alerts website, I've just combined the CBOE 400 with some of the SPY stocks, some of the NASDAQ stocks that aren't necessarily on the CBOE 400, but I want them. And it's just created my own little list. It's so simple to do. So simple. And you're very welcome. Very, very welcome. So earlier, I was alerted right before I came on here today. I was alerted on NEM Gold, NEM. I bought some of this and currently up 4.5% right now. Now, 4.5%, big deal, right? Except it just paid for my scanner. So one trade, boom, we're done. Pays for the scanner. Anyway, as we, it doesn't matter what we do in our job. You've got to have tools. Now, two people can have the exact same job, and two people could have different tools, but they're going to have some tools. Otherwise, they're going to be borrowing them from you all the time. The scanner, one of my tools, it's a tool I personally could not do without. Been using it for 15 plus years. Not this particular scanner, but I've been using a scanner actually longer than 15 years. I've been here 15 years, so maybe closer to 23 years I've been using a live scanner. And I couldn't do without it. It's one of those tools you just could not shake from me, because I want to be able to watch and be alerted when these things are happening. And when they're happening, I want to just go to them. I don't want to just go through and search for those charts. It sounds cool, flipping through charts until you do it for a while. And then it's like, all right, I'm tired of this. So anyway, like I said, right before I bought this, right before I came on here this morning, and so far it's doing quite well, up pretty good on it. 5% now, 5.8% on it here. So, alrighty, let's look at KGC. See, KGC is doing a breakout. This is coming off of one of my breakout scans. I'm going to move some of these over. let's see. Let's move this over. Keep our screen kind of clean. We're going to leave this one here. Okay. This is one of my breakout, and I don't mind sharing them with you. I can't share everything today. There's too many, but I would be more than happy to share them with everybody. I have no secrets on this at all. This is one of our breakout scans. So if you're looking for charts that are breaking out, then this might be one that you might want to look at. CODX, that's another one, and this is just, it's just a different, it's the same scan, it's just different numbers in there is all it is, just different numbers. But you can see we have a breakout here. Sorry. Let's see here. Any questions? Any questions at all? Look at PayPal. One of my favorite scans is an inside day. Or, yeah, favorite scan, favorite chart pattern where the chart is up and then we have an inside day. And this is number 5, by the way, on the favorites list. Number 5. And all it's doing is it's looking for a bullish. Actually, that's not true. I think it's set up for any color, whether it's red or green, doesn't matter. And then it's looking for an inside day. And you can see PayPal coming up. So if I was trading PayPal now, I mean, I'm liking that chart. Earnings are done. So, you know, I'm going to put a stop right there, and I just might trade some PayPal. So, let's see. Let's look at KR. What's KR doing? Here's KR. Kroger Company. See, this is coming up on our 3/8 trap. Look at that. Look at that chart right there. How can you not like that chart? Now, you may not like Kroger. You may not be interested in a long. But there's no way in the world somebody could say, I don't like that chart. I'll just argue with you until we're blue in the face. That's a beauty of a chart right there, Kroger. Earnings not till September. We've recently broken out. Now, I am not scanning for breakouts like this. All I'm scanning for is a 3/8 trap. 3/8 trap above the V stop. That's all I'm scanning for. And then I want to look at these charts and make sure that they are what I want. I want to make that final decision in there. Target is one that I've been in, and I see it's coming up. Remember that scan we made, that 15 minutes? See Target popping up on it right here. Now, I've been in Target right now, just a little over 4% on Target. So there's 2 trades that have paid for the scanner twice. And, you know, let's say that you just downloaded this scanner this morning and had it set up. You know, if I would have just downloaded this morning, known what I know, set it up, bought those, I've paid for the scanner 2 times already, and all I need to do is pay it for it 1 time. So, okay, I'm going to quit talking, and if there's no further questions, we'll call it a day here. And I definitely want to say thanks for being here. But I'll stay here. If you guys have questions, I'll definitely stay here. The actual trap is when price is between the 3 and the 8. Correct, tracks. Now, with that said, I want to show you something that I do different from a fair amount of people. This green line is my 3 EMA. I use a 3 EMA. Let me get this over here. I use a 3 EMA high. So it's the average of the high versus most people use the last. I use the high. And the reason I use the high, and by the way, the scanner is set up that way. We have the scanner set up to high. And the reason I do that is because I want to make my own decision in this area. I don't want to limit stocks, only be alerted on stocks that are right there. That's too tight for me. I want to make my own decision. So, for instance, let's get rid of everything. All right. Say you like Target. All right. Now, let's come over here and let's change this to, oops, wrong one. Let's change this to last price. You would not have been alerted yesterday on Target. You would not be alerted. Well, you might have been alerted today because it did open up below. But do you see how that might limit your choices? Because when it comes down to it, I want to make the choice. I don't want the scanner to make the choice for me. It's not a black box trader. It's not what it is. It's not an auto trader. I want to make the choice. So I've opened that up to the high, and what that does is now it gives me choice to buy it or not to buy it. And I like that. I like that choice. See here. Nothing's really changed. Alrighty. Hey, my NEM is now up to 8%. Go NEM. Go NEM. No worries. I'll stay here as long as you want to ask questions. It's when the questions run out, then I'll quit. Fire away. Fire away. If you're still asking questions an hour from now, I'll be here an hour from now. Okay, Trax's question. We don't do crossovers, but if the 3/8 overlapped exactly, is that still okay to trade? Now, hold on here. Hold on. We don't do crossovers, but now we do crossovers, okay? So let's make this a two-part question. First one that we've answered. Here's my T-line cross right there. Okay? And you can do a cross on anything you want. All right, now, the second part of the question. If the 3 and 8 overlap exactly, you mean they're laying on top of each other? Is that still okay to trade? Well, that's up to you, Trax. That's up to you. That would not be a 3/8 trap, but that's completely up to you. You know, we need to look at the chart. We can't just arbitrarily say yes or no, something like that. We have to look at the chart. Yeah. Go NEM. See how NEM? Let's go to NEM here. Loving it. Loving it. Oh, we are on NEM. See how we opened up below the T-line? And this is my T-line cross. See how we opened up? And I'm using price, by the way. So we opened up below the T-line, and see how we're now above the T-line? There you go, right there. Let me make that bigger so you can see it. Style. I think I'm going to get a new computer. Mine's so slow nowadays. Let's look at GDX. We went below the T-line, and here we're up. GDX is looking good. WPM, I bought it right here with you guys. Look at that. Nugget. Look at Nugget. Pretty cool, isn't it? Well, this is why I like the scanner so much right here. This is truly, truly why I like the scanner. Alrighty. I'm going to check out of here if it's okay. If anyone has any questions, say, wait. Going once, going twice. I will stay if you have more questions. Going 3 times, going 4, 5 times. All right, I'm going to check out of here. Ed, thank you very much for having me over here. I appreciate it. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate the scanner and the work you've done on it. It's just tremendous. Look at that WPM go, you guys, and all it does is it meets our qualifications. Of course, it always needs buyers. Always needs buyers. The scanner is not. It's not magic. It's a little Houdini maybe, but not complete magic. You still have to put the good stuff in, and it will tell you what the good stuff is. All right, everyone, take care. Thanks again for having me. We'll see you guys on another day.